These are exciting times in Winnsboro, with the completion of our new state-of-the-art high school right around the corner. There are also planned improvements to Winnsboro Elementary School, Memorial Middle School, and the current high school. Likewise, we are also in the midst of a search to find a new school superintendent to fill the void left by the well-deserved retirement of Ms. Morton. It is my feeling that this is one of the most crucial times for our school board to show support for our students, teachers, and community to take Winnsboro ISD to even greater accomplishments. I would like to give you a more in-depth look at my background in a number of different areas to help you better understand why I'm asking for your support. The school board is here to serve about 1,500 students and many teachers, aides, administrators, and other personnel. First and foremost, I want you to know that I am a Christian man and a fiscal conservative. Although not perfect, my faith in God is what has made me the man I am today. I am an active member of First Baptist Church here in Winnsboro, currently teaching in our youth program. I have also served on the Personnel Committee and currently serve on the Finance Committee. I was born in Nashville, Tennessee in 1973 to Robin and Joe Keefe. I have one sister named Tracy who is a couple of years younger than me. I was raised in church where my mom and dad were active members. My parents were always hardworking, sometimes working a full and a part-time job at the same time. My mom retired and has now been in her second career for nearly 20 years. My dad is a retired educator, coach, and eventually became principal before retiring. My sister has been an educator for nearly 20 years and is the top teacher in 4th grade where she is employed. As stated, my father was a teacher and coach in the Metro Nashville school system for over 30 years. He was also a very successful volunteer coach in the community for nearly 40 years. At the age of 16, while still in high school, I began assisting my dad coaching youth sports. In my early 20s, I began coaching teams on my own. I have spent the last 25 years as a volunteer coaching youth baseball and basketball. I also had the opportunity to coach basketball at Pope John Paul II High School for 2 years, helping them to establish their freshman basketball program, while also assisting the JV and varsity teams. Through all of my coaching experience, I was blessed to get to work with numerous middle schools and high schools, both private and public schools. Couple this with having a father coaching and teaching in the school system, I have been around and actively involved in different types of school systems for many, many years. In 2010, as a volunteer, I started a nonprofit youth basketball league called North Nashville Hoops. I was president, but also worked with our board of directors to set up bylaws and many parameters within the organization. In our first year of the league, we had almost 700 kids. Within a short time, we were up to over 1,000 kids in our league, while utilizing many school gyms and also a few church gyms. I was responsible for the budget of this major operation. We had roughly 30 people each week that were in paid positions. I was also responsible for the scheduling of games, registration of each player, uniforms for the recreation players, gym supervisors, and clock and book workers for all of the games each week. I was responsible for managing all of the different schedules to coordinate with the schools and churches. I worked with numerous athletic directors, principals, coaches, teachers, custodians, and preachers each year. I was also responsible for dealing with the discipline problems that arose from players, coaches, and fans. While managing North Nashville Hoops, I was also involved in coaching teams, mentoring students within our league, and leading small group basketball clinics. When we moved to Texas, a close friend of mine took North Nashville Hoops to a whole new level and set up the organization as a for-profit entity. North Nashville Hoops is still in operation today with nearly 2,000 participants, offering basketball and mentor programs that are year-round. For the past 2 years here in Winnsboro, I have been the president of Winnsboro Hoops, formerly known as Little Dribblers. I established a board of directors and enacted bylaws and numerous changes to youth basketball in the community. In our first year, we had just short of 200 kids, which was 70 kids more than the previous year. Although I stepped down from Winsboro Hoops after last season, it is my hope that it will continue to grow and thrive for the kids of Winsboro. I began mowing a yard in my neighborhood at 13 years old. My first real job was at 16 was bagging groceries at Kroger, where I began to learn how to work hard, give great customer service, and work as a team. I spent my teen years working at various jobs, mainly in the residential construction industry. My working career for the last 25 years has been spent in sales and the home construction industry. I spent 10 years in sales with 2 Fortune 50 companies, Pepsi-Cola and Coca-Cola. While employed for these companies, I began work early in the morning while doing residential home remodeling on the side. For 5 years, I owned a residential construction company until the economic downturn, which forced me back into sales with Pepsi-Cola. When we moved to Texas 4.5 years ago, I was blessed to land a job before we even moved here in sales with another Fortune 50 company, Lowe's Home Improvement. This opportunity allowed me to use my skills along with my construction background. I am currently in outside sales with Lowe's of Mount Pleasant. Some of my hobbies include woodworking, playing with my kids, working outdoors, and playing dominoes. A fun fact that most people do not know about me is that while I was coaching basketball at Pope John Paul II High School, a couple of the players I was blessed to coach were Golden Tate and Joseph Newgarden. Golden is now a receiver for the New York Giants, and Joseph is a successful IndyCar driver. Another fun fact about me is that I love ketchup. I put it on nearly everything that I eat. In conclusion, my time in the corporate world has taught me people skills, branding, working with budgets, and working as a team, all of which I feel are very beneficial to the school board. If you put all of this with my years of volunteer time working with schools and students, I feel it is a great fit for the Winsboro ISD School Board. I have a desire to help our community continue to better our schools, support our teachers, and drive the brand that is Winsboro ISD. It is my prayer that I can earn your support. Thank you for your consideration.